Why, look at what we have here, folks!
So first of all, we're going to talk about Celtic Championship Wrestling, who will be back on Saturday, December 16th for their final event of the year, the Nutcracker, to take place at St. Finbarr's GAA Club in Cork. To tell us more about it now, joining us on the line, CCW promoter Lee Cahalane. Lee, thanks for joining us once again here on the Kickouts.
Yeah, thanks a million, Dave.
More than welcome. So you guys are back this time in Finbarr's GAA Club in Cork now for your final events of the year, from what's been a great year for you guys.
Yeah, definitely busier than ever. I think the total tot up is maybe 15, 16 shows for the year, which is pretty good considering there's only 12 months in the year.
Not bad at all.
So, no, it's been a very busy year, probably the busiest year we've had yet. And I guess, I suppose it's, 2 more shows on December 16th, and we're putting a lot into it, so it's we're looking forward to it.
Of course, you have your family-friendly matinee that'll be taking place at 4:30 or starting at 5 o'clock, and then your main over 18s show starting at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. As you said, doors opening 4:30 for the family show, and then doors opening 7:30 for the over 18 show. So there's plenty of time in between to get the kids home, and then I suppose get down to the over 18 show.
Awesome stuff. So all your titles are on the line. Well, one in particular, it's my understanding you guys have a triple threat match announced, or a triple threat elimination match, with the winner to challenge Danny Butler for his All-Star title.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be Vic Viper taking on Billy Bedlam, taking on Xavier Burns or Dano Burns.
Cool.
Call him what you will. He's returning to CCW after an almost 2-year absence. So he's been very busy. In fact, this is his first time back to Ireland in general since he left for Canada almost over 18 months ago. So he's going to be wrestling in that triple threat match, three-way dance elimination, and then the winner will instantly get a shot against Danny the Beast Butler for the All-Star Championship.
Sounds awesome. Of course, you guys have a rematch for the CCW women's title. Raven Creeds to once again be challenged by Debbie Gattell, but this time with the stipulation that Fairpie are barred from ringsides. Otherwise, Raven will lose the title there and then.
Yeah, exactly. It was originally supposed to be an intergender 6-man.
Okay.
Or intergender six-person tag, should I say? But that didn't materialise. So that match is still going to be held in 2018, where it's going to be DCT, Debbie Keitel and a mystery partner against Therapy. And this challenge is still there. If DCT loses, that he must join Therapy.
Oh, okay.
So in the meantime, Debbie Keitel does get her shot at the CCW Women's Championship again. Obviously, due to the injury, or not injury, but the, I suppose, controversial circumstances of the last match, where I suppose DCT was knocked unconscious and Billy Bedlam used his hand to count the 3 count. So, it's going to be one-on-one this time, and it's going to be the 2 girls battling it out with no interference. So I think that's going to make it a very interesting match.
Absolutely. There's definitely a very good rivalry between the 2 of them, not just in CCW but all across Ireland at the moment. So definitely interesting to see how they'll get on one-on-one there for sure.
100%, yeah.
Another very interesting match. Ricky Combat now has I think has had a fantastic year. Had some very good matches for CCW. He'll be taking on El Ligaro, one of the busiest wrestlers in the European indie circus.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose in the last year, Ricky's taken on a who's who of independent wrestling all over Europe, really, and he's been very, very successful. I suppose a lot of people still say that the match back at Super Larietto Brothers was one of the best matches that we've had this year.
Absolutely,
and certainly he was a major part of that. And what better way would it be for Ricky Combat to come out of I suppose 2017 with a win over one of the, I suppose, biggest names in British wrestling, really, over the last few years. I know that El Ligero is certainly one of the hardest working wrestlers. just saw his Twitter feed yesterday, and he had debuted for his 200th promotion in his career.
Really?
So, yeah, 200
Wow.
promotions, yeah, and I think he's up in the I think he's up 200 plus matches this year as well, which is insane. I mean, like, he's almost working a WWE schedule almost.
Yeah, literally.
So he, it's great to have him. We've tried to get him in for a good period. So we played the waiting game, and now on December 16th, it'll be his 201st promotion that he's debuting for.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, it's great to see that you finally have him on board with CCW in a very good match against Ricky. One of the more interesting matches, of course, is yourself and Jack Weiss of the Establishment will be defending the CCW tag titles against the Armstrongs, who, from my understanding, won their opportunity via a Twitter poll.
Yeah, and it's not often that you see that, Dave. But I think that kind of, I suppose that kind of just really sums up what the Armstrongs are all about, and that's the support of the fans, because it was a big landslide, unanimous decision, and hundreds of people voted in it. Like, so, it was rough stuff, or no tag team to show your nose up at. But when it comes down to, again, this year as well, and tag teams that have really, really, I suppose, they kind of started off at the start of the year, but they've really, really made a huge influence since starting, I guess. And, that is the Armstrongs, because, definitely, you've got fans dressing up as them in the crowd.
Yeah.
You've got,
They definitely captured the imagination for sure, yeah.
100%. You've got the vast popularity of Total Armstrongs as well, and even the videos that these guys make as well are just top quality, and I think that the whole scene is on notice of the Armstrongs right now.
Absolutely, they're definitely making a huge impact, not only in CCW but in Irish wrestling in general. Because I've seen their promos, everything I think about them is they're really making a huge impact for sure. And of course, the main events are really a big anticipated main events between Pastor William Evu, the current CCW heavyweight champion, to defend his title against the Celtic Rumble winner Joey Felch.
Yeah, and just one other thing to say there, Dave. Just because the fans love the Armstrongs, that's not going to stop me and Jack Weiss from breaking their backs.
Of course. Of course, you have to stick the fork in if you like. So.
Yeah, so the main event, I mean, look, this is, what is this? Only a dream match. Match 4 months in the making, 4 months ago. Jolie Fleisch won our Celtic Rumble, 30-man elimination battle royal. Obviously, look, our Royal Rumble essentially, and I mean, he outlasted 29 other men. You know the story. He moves on. December 16th, he's facing Pastor William Ever. It's going to be an interesting match. 2 fan favourites. Are the crowd going to be split? Are they going to go one way? Are they going to go the other way? Who knows? One thing's for sure, in terms of in-ring wrestling, it's going to be a fantastic main event. And one, like we said from the start, one reason alone why, that you should be at this show, because, this match is going to be one of the best of the year, I think.
I think you're right there. They're definitely two that that definitely have the capability of producing a huge main event. Of course, one really interesting thing about your event as well is that Justy now, who's made his debut for you guys in the Celtic Chainsaw Massacre, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he'll be in action.
He came out and he attacked. He attacked Danny the Beast Butler.
Oh, it's interesting because.
Yeah.
No, sorry. It's interesting because they used to be tag team partners years ago. So.
Yeah, Team Mega. Yeah, they were years ago. I think that Justy now, he thinks he's a big fish in a small pond, but I don't know. I think he's going to realise quite quickly how competitive the CCW roster is. Danny the Beast Butler himself being in the business just as long as Justy has, and Sabu and Danny the Beast weren't long showing Justy exactly what CCW is all about. But again, you can't take anything away from the guy. He's been in the business for a very long time, has a lot of knowledge, and certainly I suppose one of the guys that would be a master of the mind games, and certainly having his, I guess, re-debut, because I guess he kind of he had one match for it years ago, and then he hadn't been back since. So I guess he's re-debuting now. And I guess, look, he is making shapes all around in Pro Wrestling Ulster and the Fight Factory, etc. And we were, I suppose, opportunistic to bring in the so-called hottest free agent in Irish wrestling.
Should be very interesting to see how he gets on, obviously, in the Nutcracker as well. Now, just for anyone aware, especially anyone coming down from Dublin to check out you guys, now because you guys are in a different venue, you guys are in the St. Finbarr's GAA, how exactly can you get there from the city centre, for anyone who isn't sure?
It's very easy. We're experimenting with some new venues. We've got another one a little closer to the city the next time too.
Okay.
But for now, due to licensing issues, we'll probably be running in other venues, which is okay. I mean, the production value is not going to change. I was just in with the lighting and sound guy the last day, and it's going to be even better. We've got a new Titantron, etc. So
awesome.
It's going to be basically it's the 214 bus from the city centre, and it's literally 10 minutes on the 214. You jump out at St. Finbarr's GA Hall, right across from the pharmacy there. In Toker, and I mean, it's very easy to find. If you jump on the bus and just say it to the bus driver, he'll drop you off right at the venue.
Fantastic. So it should be awesome, very easy enough for anyone to go to get there for sure. As we talked about,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we talked about, CCW, the Nutcracker, happening on Saturday, December 16th in St. Finbarr's GAA Club in Cork. There's still tickets available on eventsbrett.ie.
There's actually a couple of other matches if you want to know about.
Oh, of course. So by all means.
Yeah, there's actually, I think there's one other match, I think, and that's we're going to have a triple threat tag team match.
Okay.
And it's going to be the teams of Rough Stuff taking on Flight Mode, taking on Bane, A-Kid and Adam Chase.
Oh, very good. Very good. That should be an interesting match as well. Any ramifications for the tag titles later on in that match?
Definitely. I mean, there's always each match is going to be rankings for each tag team. So, I mean, you could very well see the winner challenging the winners of the establishment in the Armstrong.
Should be very interesting indeed. Anyway, so that's just the matches you mentioned. Another match, or was it the triple chat match you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, no, I mentioned it.
Oh, okay, cool. My bad. Anyway, as I mentioned, the CCW, the Nutcracker, happening on December 16th in Finbarr's GA Club. Tickets available on eventbrett.ie. Lee, best of luck with the event anyway. It's great to have you on as always. We wish you all the best and more for Saturday week, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Fantastic, Dave, and I look forward to accepting all my 10 kickies this year. And happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Lee. Talk to you soon.